Kids don't forget.
Kids don't forget.
You kids don't forget.
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 Monica, how are you?
I'm good.
How you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Did I say your name correctly?
You did.
Has your name ever been mispronounced in the history of your life?
Yes.
It has. What have you gotten?
Monica, Monique, Mona, and Monica.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Like Monica. Like broken down, Monica.
So let's hear you say it.
Monica.
Monica. Got
I've
it.
forgotten my nigga also.
Oh, you got my nigga?
My nigga. Yeah.
Wow.
No,
Wow.
it's just Monica.
Does it aggravate you when your name gets mispronounced?
If I don't like the person. If I don't like the person, yes.
Got it. What were some of your nicknames growing up?
Moni in the middle, Mo.
Who called you Moni in the middle?
One of my sister's old boyfriends used to call me that. Like when he would see me, hey, Moni in the middle, he would just say that. Because at the time, that's when that song was out.
Right. So if somebody calls you that, you know who it is immediately.
Because he was the only person that did it.
Got it.
People would make reference to it, but it never stuck with other people. With
If
him,
you were like at an airport right now in like Minneapolis, Minnesota, somebody was like Moni in the middle, you would know who it is.
I would know exactly who they're talking to. Yes.
Got it.
And Moni is my nickname.
Okay, Moni.
Yeah, family, friends, people I grew up with, people that are really close to me. Like even if I get into like in relationships, if they always call me Monica, then after a while I'm like, yo, you need to start calling me Moni because Monica is too informal.
Okay.
So if you call me Monica, we're close, we don't really have a good relationship.
Interesting.
Because
Okay.
people usually shorten my name down. We have a really good relationship.
And you get Mo too then?
I get Mo, yeah.
Okay.
I get Mo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that pretty much covers it.
Yeah.
Okay. So where are you from?
North Philly.
You're from North Philadelphia.
23rd
Really?
and Lehigh, yep.
Say it again?
23rd and Lehigh.
23rd and Lehigh. Now does 23rd and Lehigh have a name? Because you know some of the neighborhoods have names like
like Brickyard
and Beirut and
Beirut. I never heard that. But nah, we were 23rd and Lehigh.
23rd and Lehigh.
We were just North Philly. That was it. It was really no, our area didn't have a nickname.
What was your neighborhood like growing up?
You remember Crooklyn?
Yes.
That was it. We often joke, we post memes every now and again, and someone will post a meme and say a meme from like Crooklyn, a scene from Crooklyn, and they'll name everybody that we grew up with. Like, this was you. So I think looking back, it was a lot like Crooklyn. It was fun. It was dangerous because I grew up in the time during the JBM and
What's JBM for people who don't know?
The Junior Black Mafia.
The Junior Black Mafia.
Yeah, so it was like,
a major gang in Philadelphia.
So it was like a lot of drug dealers and like it was just a hopping neighborhood, but that kind of came along. Because I came up in the 80s.
Okay.
I was born in the 70s, but I grew up in the 80s and the 90s. So, you saw a lot of that stuff.
Okay.
As a child.
Like what are some of the things you've seen?
You shootouts right on the corner. Like, it's almost similar to today, but back then I felt like it was a little more respectful. Because Sundays was always like, no one was outside. No one blasted their music. The paper man came down the street, the fish man. So it was Sundays was like a day of reprieve.
Okay.
But during the week, anything could pop off at any time. But you still felt safe.
Okay.
It's a really weird...
How so?
I don't know. I just never felt scared in my neighborhood.
Okay.
Never felt scared. Like, if I ride through there now, I'm a little cautious. And that could be because I'm older. And I haven't, lived around there in over 20 years. But back then it was, you just knew what to do. You just knew you walking home at night, take your earrings off, put everything in your sneaker, you know, and just make sure you got your bag. You look for your bag, and you know, I don't know. It was just felt a little more. You was able to control the outcome of things than you are now. You
So
can kind of see who you could trust your gut back then. So you kind of knew, all right, you know what, that's too dark. I'm not gonna go down there. Or I know if I go down this street, everybody's gonna be outside in the corner. I'll be okay.
Right.
You know, so you kind of knew. You can predict the possible outcome if you make certain decisions. But now you could just be going in your door and something can happen. Back
Right.
then that wasn't as common.
So you really from the hood, like your street smarts are on 1,000.
I was born in the Bennett in the projects, literally in the bed in Chester.
Okay.
I was raised in North Philly,
Okay, got it.
So,
Got it.
yeah.
Chester, Philadelphia.
Chester, PA.
Chester, PA. Sorry about
Yeah.
that. I said Chester, Philadelphia.
So my instincts, I was born with instincts.
Got it.
So you had
Got
to have
it.
it. And I went to school in the Northeast. So
Okay.
we had to catch 3 buses to school.
Okay.
So you had like over an hour ride. So you had to develop a lot of instincts and street awareness.
And there was no cell phones for you to be glued to the whole time.
No cell phones. Not even beepers. Like,
Right.
you know, you walked in pairs or you just trusted, I guess. I don't know.
So did you ever have any problems at all in North Philly?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't a fighter. I wasn't a fighter. Me and my sisters, we stood out because we had long hair, and back then that was the like in Crooklyn, when he was pulling the little Spanish girl hair. It was, people identified you based off of characteristics.
Okay.
So me and my sisters, we all looked alike, and we had long hair. So
Light skin, long hair.
I mean, light skin is subjective. I don't consider myself light skin.
Okay.
But when you're dealing with children and they're just quick to describe someone, they may describe me as light skin. But no, you had long hair, and I didn't fit in, but we stood out. So, and because I wasn't a fighter, I got picked on more.
Okay.
I was more, because my mom was like, you don't fight, you don't do this, you don't do that. And I just didn't fight. My sisters, on the other hand, were rumblers. They were big time rumblers. So, I became the target if I was by myself sometimes.
Got it.
And then I remember one time I decided I was going to flex my fighting skills. And I decided to, there was these girls on across Lehigh. So I lived on one side of Lehigh Avenue in North Philly. And the other side of Lehigh Avenue, we beefed.
Right.
Kid beef. You just didn't go over there.
Got it.
And one night I still caught myself looking for a fight. And I walked over there.
And you found it.
I found it, and I'll never forget it. And I said, I will never do that again.
Wait, so what happened?
I
What
jumped.
happened? So, they knew you. They was like, she from
We
the
just
other
didn't
side.
walk over there. They was tight over there. They
Okay.
was thick. It kind of broke off.
Like you were looking for one girl in particular?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And because they were picking on me. They would come over our side. They always walked in groups, so it was always like 5 or 10 of them.
Okay.
And they would catch us, 2 at a time or by ourselves. And I decided I got tired of it.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going over there.
And you went over there by yourself?
I went over there. I think one other person went with me.
Okay.
And we walked over there, and we got we got right on the corner of Lehigh Avenue. Then we was like, all right, we're going to cross. So we crossed over. We walked about half a block down. We ran into everybody. And we just had to start fighting because we was on the wrong side.
Right.
And we fought all the way back to Lehigh, to the corner. And then someone broke it up, and I went home. And my ponytail was pulled all the way out here. And I was jacked up, but I couldn't go in the house looking jacked up.
Right.
So my mom was going to be like, what are you doing outside looking for fights? And I fixed my hair, and I just went to bed and just took that L. But it was fine because that's not who I was. And I was trying to be someone that I wasn't.
Okay.
And that showed me that, you know, that ain't my life. That's not me.
Got it.
So you go look for it, you won't find it. But I defended myself, so if it came to me, it was fair game. But going to look for a fight, that wasn't smart.
But you learned something about yourself that day.
I learned that, yeah, you don't go look for things you don't want to find.
I know that's right.
You don't do it.